Welcome to episode 8 of my Desert Only Ironman series. It's been quite some time since my last episode. I just haven't had as much time to play on this account as I'd like to, and at this point in the account it just gets a little bit harder and a longer of a grind, so that does also take some time as well. Anyway, starting out this video, I did get my first hard clue from fishing, just fishing shrimps and anchovies. I wasn't able to do it, but having a hard clue would give me some great rewards if I did have the chance of completing it. But anyways, I decided to do the Spirits of the Elid quest. What this quest does is it gives you 8,000 prayer experience, which in my last episode I got to level 40 prayer. So this gets me, by finishing it, up to level 41. I'm very close to 42. During this quest I did find this fishing spot, so if I did ever have any chance at getting like a fly fishing rod, I'd be able to catch trout and salmon right in here. This is just in the desert, in a cavern up north that you can go to, but I don't think I'll be able to get that fly fishing rod. Like I said, 8,000 prayer experience, plus I can use the statue here in Narda. It's going to restore basically everything, kind of like the rejuvenation pool. Plus, it also gives you about 10%. It acts as like a Sardom and brew, where it's going to give you about 10% extra health as well. Coming in here with 50 range, I don't think I'm going to get more range levels for a while. I kind of changed my focus just because getting range isn't really needed. If I'm going to try and kill KQ over and over again, I'm going to try doing it with magic and just melee. I'm going to keep the range out unless I can get my fletching up to get a magic short bow, which is a long way away. I decided to use some of my herbs just to get up to level 21 herb lore, just because after that I can use Harlanders, and once I get my herb lore up to level 26, I'll be able to use that for energy potions, which will be my best experience I can get, as well as they'll actually be useful just because running around over and over is quite the pain. Another goal in this episode is just to get up to level 40 cooking. What 40 cooking does is allows me to cook the lobsters that I got from the Scarab Mages from the previous episodes. I'm going to burn a lot of those, but it should be good food, and then once I get up to level 43, I'll be able to I'll be able to cook the bass, and that'll be my best in slot food for when I do go kill KQ. So that's a lot better than doing wines, just because wines are also dropping your attack level. Anyways, 40 cooking coming in, that's going to give me enough to get to lobsters. I'm going to hold off on that just because I do have cooked bass and lobster in my bank, so if I ever do any AFK fishing just for getting some levels up, I can also use those shrimp and anchovies to cook those, maybe get a little higher cooking level, so I don't have to worry about burning as much, but I'm still going to burn almost all of those. And this was kind of like a side project I had on the account, making a steel crossbow. If you weren't aware, you can make this completely in the desert if you follow my rules of telegrabbing the cow beef from the cow pen outside of the desert. So you can get the teak stock from the southeastern portion of the desert, or it's more like the eastern portion from the one teak tree. You can make a steel bar, and then you can cook your raw beef and make it into, I think it's called sinew or something like that, and then you can craft that or spin it into a crossbow string down in Sophanim. So that's going to give me a steel crossbow. I decided to make some steel bolts as well to see what I can do with it on the Scarab Mages. I end up hitting about maybe 12s and 13s, but it's nowhere near as efficient as just doing melee on the Scarab Mages, just because it's a lot faster than a crossbow would do. But this also opens up a method of training woodcutting and fletching at the same time, cutting from the teak tree and then just cutting the stalks. This is one method I can use. I did mention earlier in the video. Possibly one of my long-term goals could be making a magic short bow, just because you have the magic trees up by the duel arena. And then I do have some flax from the beekeeper random event, so I don't need to worry about trying to find that or catching implinks for that bowstring. Along with other parts in that, I'm just getting some random levels, crafting. I want to get my crafting up to, I think, level 41 or 43. That gives me the studded body. That's just a a little bit better than my hard leather body. It also gives me the chance to make coifs as well. Level 49 woodcutting. I think woodcutting can go really fast if I AFK it there on that teak tree. And here's another clue scroll I got. If you aren't aware of my clue scroll, my scroll rules, it's going to be if the first clue is in the desert, I can complete the entire clue as long as I have all of the required items. So in this case, the first clue is in the Alcared mine, so I can go ahead and attempt to complete it and see if I can go all the way and get that. In this case, I got up to the first clue, got it, and then the second clue was actually just right up north in the Varick East mine. Unfortunately, when I do get there, I get a item clue scroll, and it's going to ask for like an apron, some green gnome boots, and I just can't get those anywhere. I have the leather gloves, but unfortunately I have to drop it. I was really hoping maybe I could complete it, maybe get like a staff of air or a staff of fire, just so I can save on runes. What I'm trying to do with the goals on my account is, in this episode I do get 43 prayer, so that's a big step. And then also I want to get up my magic to level 59. It gives me a chance at using fire blast, so I can use that on KQ. It hits, I think it hits 16s at most, so it's not the best, but it's a lot better than trying to use like range, because at this point the best range gear I can really get just isn't going to hit high enough, and KQ is just going to like wreck me. So now that I hit 43 prayer, like I said, 59 mage is going to be my next goal on this account. I'm just going to go ahead and kill these Calphite Guardians over and over with fire, I think it's Fire Strike. Fire Strike all the way up. So I started in this episode on level 52, and I'm hoping maybe I can get some cool drops from these. I didn't really end up getting too much. I got a tooth half of a key. I actually have a loop half, so it does complete my key, but I can't use it just because I can't access that chest from the desert. But anyways, it's kind of like a cool item to have in your bank if I ever do change up my rules. Here's just a couple levels I get. I do end up getting to level 55 magic. Gives me the high alch ability, which is good because the Scarab Mages do drop some rune items that I have duplicates of. I think I have maybe 3 rune square shields. That's about 20k each. And then I also have maybe 6 or 7 Adikite shields, a couple rune daggers, and a few rune maces. So if I ever needed the cash, I can definitely go and get that cash as well. Here's a random mining level coming in, level 45 mining. It actually opens up access to granite, I believe, in the quarry down south in the desert. So that is also going to be helpful as well if I do want to try and power mine that, but with a bronze pickaxe it doesn't really do too much. So I was just making some steel bolts here. Like I said earlier in the video, I wanted to see how well I could kill Scarab Mages with the steel bolts. It turns out it wasn't very efficient, but I did just kind of want to take a look at it and see how well it would be, as well as getting the fletching experience for this is not very good at all either. Fletching steel darts is so much better, and I feel like darts are just better than the bolts in general. It's not going to hit as high, but it's going to hit a lot more. As I've done in most other videos since unlocking the Scarab Mages, is just kind of camping them and seeing if I can get any good drops, build up some food drops. Some other notable drops they have are coal, so I can use that for steel bars. And then they also drop a lot of mithril bars in a one drop, so I think it's 22 they drop at a time. I don't have the smithing level yet for that now, but once I do get that smithing level, I will definitely be able to use those for mithril darts, or even mithril arrows as well if I can get a better bow. But these Scarab Mages also drop Addy bolts, Addy arrows and rune arrows, so I don't really need that. Here's just the tab I have been working on. Obviously I do get some other runes like blood runes or cosmics and things like that, but these are just some of the items that you see here that I have farmed from them as well. So in my next video, I would say one of my goals would be to hit 59 magic. Shouldn't be too hard. I just need to do the agility pyramid a little bit more to get enough money for some runes, or I can just high alch some of these rune items as well. But the 59 magic probably is my #1 priority, and then I plan on just AFK. Well, I can't really AFK, but I just need to train my attack, strength, and defense up, just so I don't get destroyed by KQ when I go and attempt it. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to have my next video out a lot sooner. Just with mobile coming out soon too, I should be able to get videos out more often, just because I don't need to worry about grinding attack, strength, and defense as often.